To pair your Moodle course shell with your ALEKS course, you're first going to start on the side of Moodle and go into your course shell. If you don't have your editing turned on, you'll want to make sure you turn your editing on in the upper right-hand corner, and then once your editing is turned on, you'll see where you can add an activity or a resource down the right-hand side. Once you add that activity or resource, you're looking for the ALEKS tool. It may be labeled ALEKS, ALEKS LTIA, something of that sort, just depending on what your institution has labeled it. Once you find the right tool, you're going to click Select Content, and then you're going to make sure that you also hit Add here to fully add that ALEKS tool into your course. You can adjust some of the naming conventions and settings, but you'll want to make sure you scroll down and click Save and Return to the course. Once you do so, you'll see that your ALEKS link is now embedded and you can move it around as needed. You do want to make sure you click on this ALEKS link one time in order to pick which course you're going to pair inside of ALEKS. It's first going to ask you if you have an existing ALEKS account, and you log in if you already have an account or create a new one. Because I'm already logged in, it's taking me directly to the screen where I get to pick my course now. I can either select from an existing class if I already have a class in ALEKS created, or I can create a new class either from scratch or by copying from a colleague. In this case, I'm going to select one of my existing classes that I've already created, and I'm going to hit Continue. My course is now paired, but I'm going to want to go one step further and turn on my gradebook syncing. So I'm going to go ahead and click this link to go to the class dashboard. On your class dashboard, you're going to hover over the word Gradebook, and you'll pick the middle option of Gradebook Setup in order to set up your gradebook and turn on the syncing. I already have my gradebook weights the way that I want them, so all I'm going to do is scroll down to find this LMS Sync Settings section. I'm going to turn on my gradebook syncing, and I can decide if I either want it to sync all at the same time on the due date or every time a student submits. In this case, I'm going to pick every time a student submits. On this assignment sync settings, you'll also want to make sure that you're choosing the categories that you want to sync over. In this case, I want my homework and my module categories to sync, so those two are going to be checked off. I can then decide on my other settings, and at the bottom I'm going to hit Save. This will now bring over those gradebook columns into Moodle. Going back into the Moodle course shell, the last step, if you would like to do so, is to add the direct links. You can go back into your Moodle course shell, make sure the editing is turned on, and add an activity again, and this time you're going to pick the same ALEKS link, but when you pick the ALEKS link this time and select Content, you'll be able to see all of your existing ALEKS assignments within that course shell. I can now pick and choose which links that I want to add into this course and where I want them to live, and you can move them around accordingly. The students can now either click those direct links to work directly on those assignments, or they can click your overall ALEKS link to get into their home page and navigate from there.